Hello my convicts and convict catchers, it's Designer Convict bringing you guys and gals another video. So as you can see, we've got this weird program in front of us here and it's called Waveform. Or you can go to www.waveform.com/tools/bufferbloat. I'll link it in the description below so you can easily find it, but if you just end up accidentally putting in Waveform, I'll just show you how to get to it. So if you go to waveform.com and press enter, you'll actually get something that looks like this, like need to boost your cell phone signal. Ignore all this stuff. All you need to do is go to guides and tools, and then you'll get this pop-up, and then go to the bottom where it says bufferbloat, click on that, and that'll bring up this program here, and you can see the program itself, and it tells you what bufferbloat is. It says here, bufferbloat is a software issue with network equipment that causes spikes in your internet connection's latency when the device on the network uploads or downloads files. How does this work? First, what they do is they test latency of your internet connection. Then we compare the results to the latency test performed while running a download speed test and upload speed test. If the latency increases while the upload or download tests are happening, your router/network equipment suffers from buffer bloat. So it says here, before you start, disable any bandwidth heavy tasks in your network. It's important that your internet connections, upload and download connections aren't saturated already. Make sure no devices are currently uploading or downloading large files from the internet, like Google Drive, Dropbox, or anything like that. Make sure your connection to your router is at least as fast as your internet connection itself. For example, if you have a gigabit fiber internet connection, make sure you're connected over a gigabit Ethernet cable, not over Wi-Fi. And speed tests won't be able to saturate your internet connection to test buffer bloat if you're limited by a Wi-Fi connection. Okay. So once you've done that, you can click this button, start test, and it'll bring you here, and then we'll run the test. So what it's doing now at the moment is running a speed test, which you can see here, through unloaded. Now it's going to run a download test here, but it's going to tell me what the buffer bloat is here. So let's have a look. So in blue, it's the download is the actual speed test, and then where it says latency, the kind of green color, I think it is, green and yellow, that's telling me what my buffer bloat is currently at the moment. So imagine it like this: whatever your ping is, add the variation of the buffer bloat on top of that, and that's how much extra latency you're adding onto your connection. So at the moment, it will be an extra 4 on top of 42. I don't know if you would equivalent upload to be on top of that, but possibly. That's 21, 22. So that's quite bad for upload speed. Was that like 68 ping or something like that before we even started? And then obviously distance to server. It all adds up. It all soon adds up. So there you go, you can see, and now it's giving it a grade. It says it's A. It says that latency increased slightly under load, and it even gives you like a little guide here to click on how to fix buffer bloat issues. Also tells you what your connection is ideally for and what currently is happening due to buffer bloat. So it gives you a tick, or it'll give you a triangle which says that obviously connection, for my connection especially, which is very true, is too slow to be really reliable for 4K video. So if I tried to watch the YouTube video in 4K, I would have to probably leave it for a little bit, let it run so it can buffer, and then obviously play the video afterwards. Otherwise, I would end up running into issues where it would keep on buffering because it wouldn't be able to keep up with being able to upload or download the video while obviously playing the video at the same time. So very true that can happen. And as you can see here, for video conferencing and low latency gaming, my connection just won't cut it. I've tried many different things to see if I could make this obviously give me the lowest, like the one at the bottom to be ticked, but it won't. I've tried everything I can think of and it just doesn't want to do it. So for me, low latency gaming, not a chance. But we all know that anyway. I'm kind of surprised half the time sometimes when I get like 7 KD in the last video. Obviously didn't be able to manage to do that because I have to play in such a way that's more like I want to be aggressive, but I have to be strategically aggressive and know when to sort of stop and pick points and stuff and things like that, and when to be ready and try not to lose streaks. I have to play slower as I get higher up in streaks. I have to slow down quite a lot and become more methodical in my movements, sort of thing, and not try to just rush someone, because I'll just die like that. And I'm going against people with 10 ping, 8 ping, and it's impossible. If I go anyone with that kind of connection, it's impossible to kill them. I can shoot them 7-12 times, they still win every single time. And it gets me so infuriated, because I'm very, very competitive. I get so infuriated with it, because it's a game where you would think, hang on, if they're going to put skill-based matchmaking in a game like Call of Duty, then why are they not considering latency as a factor and making sure I only go against players of similar latency to myself? Because it makes it really, really unfair that I'm a good player and I kind of bounce up and down. It'll give me a bad team, and then it'll give me a super, super hardcore team, and then a bad team, super hardcore team. And it kind of bounces back and forth because it knows I'm a good player. I just can't outbeat players with good connection because I can't beat their ping. So I end up going negative because every time I'm shooting them, I'm losing. And then I go back down again and I dominate, and then it goes back up again. And it's like, well, I don't know where this guy goes. And it's purely because obviously I just don't have the connection to run. Obviously, at the end of this year, we are getting a new connection. And just a bit of a side note, that is coming very, very soon. They've now completed it, I believe, all the connections, all the wiring, everything down where it needs to be. Now they need to come to the house or come close to the property and survey from the house to the connection and or to the network, wherever it's plugged in now. And then obviously find out how they're going to get the wiring up here to the house and then fit the box and so on and so forth. So that's going to be the next sort of procedure. So they've told me obviously it's first come, first serve. I ordered mine back in May. They have got me down as a priority. I did kind of mention YouTube to say, please, I do YouTube, help me. And they've obviously put me down as a priority. So hopefully not too long now, but anytime soon within the next week or so, they should be coming out or starting the process of calling people and saying, right, we need to come to your house, we need to survey, then we'll start doing the build and then go on from there. So that's what's going to happen within the next week or so. So get ready, it is coming. Not too soon, but it is coming. Hopefully by the end of this year, we should have some notification. Or if we're very lucky, by the end of November or December, I might have my new connection. I hope. Anyway, going back to the test. So this is a good way of testing. I will link in the description below, as I always do in my video. So it'll be down there in the bottom for you to check out. But it's waveform.com/tools/bufferbloat. Very easy to find. And there we go, you can test it. So all you need to do is just run your tests and find out. This is a good test for those that have a QOS system on your router and you don't know if it's any good. You're like, is this QOS actually doing anything? Is this QOS actually helping? This is a good test to kind of test it out, because what you can do is run your QOS test on here, and then it will obviously show you where your connection is at and you need to tweak anything. Or maybe you have, like me, 3 different types of QoS, because I've got adaptive, I've got traditional, and then I've got bandwidth limiter on mine. I've got 3 different types of QoS that I can actually go through. I think the biggest result, or the best result for like upload speed, has been the bandwidth limiter. When I limit the bandwidth, it seems to produce the best result for upload speed. I'm getting like 1 or 2 plus each and every time, and this is after multiple tests. And then it's using my download that's the offender, and that jumps from being around 2 or 4 and then goes up to like 10 or whatever, and then so on and so forth. Go away, fly. So yeah, blooming flies. So check it out. That's all I can say. That's all I can think of. My mind went blank then for a moment. But come and check it out. Obviously, if you've got a good enough connection, you should be able to get this to be a tick at the bottom. I can get up to where it says allows a tick for the 4K streaming for both. So I can get as far as that. I've never been able to get it to do video conferencing to get that close enough to being ticked. So I think I've got it where the first one got ticked and then the second one failed. Excuse me while I sneeze. And I didn't get the other one ticked. I got the first one to tick, the second one didn't. Low latency gaming, couldn't even touch it. Could get nowhere near, could get no ticks from it at all. But obviously, you know what my connection's like anyway. But I thought I'd show you this program. So if you have any problems and you think it is buffer bloat, or you're thinking your connection's bad or anything like that, come and check this test out and have a look at it. Again, it's waveform.com. I will link it in the description so you can find it and get to this page very easily. I just wish this would be more of an app rather than a web page, because for me, I always felt like the app would have been better. You can also come here to fix your buffer bloat issues. So if you've got any issues, you can find out like what you can do to test. There's a lot of questions here, like what is jitter? How do you calculate it? You can see your jitter is measured with a variation in latency over time. So it's like changes in your latency over time. If connection suffers buffer bloat, you'll often see a higher jitter. Too much jitter can issue with real-time video and audio and online games. There are a number of different ways of measuring and defining jitter. For the purpose of this test, we calculate jitter by taking the average of the deviation from your means latency, like from your ping test, and obviously go from there and then base it from your download and upload to give you a average value. There is one here, obviously, what I used to use before, which was DSL reports, and that's what I used to use before. I wouldn't recommend it now because it did stop production and they've stopped working on DSL reports, and that's why this guy kind of came in and made this one themselves, because they wanted to make one based on that. And DSL reports doesn't really work anymore. As far as I'm aware, I don't think they've returned to working on this at all. And I used to have to wait for servers like in Holland and stuff, because they stopped all UK and all the other servers, and it's more or less not as good as what it used to be in terms of how it was, unless they've come back and started working on it. I've not checked on that, to be honest. There's also different alternatives to SQM as well. That someone else has mentioned when they've been on here, that they said that they actually use a Merlin, the Asus WRT Merlin, and said that they've had a really good time with the Asus WRT Merlin on there for the QOS, because they use a QOS management. There's two, there's Cuddle and there's Cake. Well, the one I actually have under, it actually does use Cake, but they said that they were using Cake on the Asus Merlin as well. But yeah, it's just a good, nice way to test stuff. And there's also some routers here you can actually try out as well. This one actually got named by someone I actually follow. He stopped doing YouTube, I think now. He did say he was stopping doing YouTube, but it was called, what was his name now? I forgot his name. His name's gone completely out of my head. It'll come back in a moment. But he was mentioning about this router and saying this is a really, really good router. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, but it has really, really good terms of like the SQM on there for the edge router for. There's this IQ one. A lot of people have been talking about this one being really, really good because it's an self-optimizing router. This one has been one that I've seen people talking about. The guy I was watching on the video, I can't remember his name, he mentioned this one being good, which again, this one is good, he said, but it's only got 2 Ethernet ports at the back. So it doesn't have more than 2 ports on the back of this. But he mentioned that this was a really, really good one for gaming. And this one I have actually had. I did actually install DDWRT onto this one, which was the Netgear Nighthawk when I had it, the XR1000. But it actually broke. One day it just clicked, it just went click, and it just stopped working. And it's never worked since, and I never rebought another one from there. I believe it's that one. I'm sure it's that same router. Just trying to think, if I get it back down this at the back of it, I don't think it is. 2 seconds, let me have a quick look. Let me pause and see if it's there. 2 minutes. Right, we're back. No, it's not quite that one. It was this one. I had this one, which is the Nighthawk X4S. It's the AC2600 Smart Wi-Fi router, R7800. It was this one. And this one, I was using with the program there, which is a third-party program. And obviously, if you use a third-party program and it breaks, your router then obviously there's not much you can do about that. But I was using the DDWRT on this router, and I was using the cake on there in order to try and get the best QoS for it. But I don't know, just one day just clicked and that was it. Just stopped working. And I've not put it under any pressure, I've not tried pushing it or anything. I did try different values and stuff on the when I was using it on the thing, but it just went click one day, just stopped working. I don't know what happened to it, and then since then it just doesn't work. You can put power to it, there's no power to it at all. So I ended up wasting a lot of money on a router that just broke. But it's not similar to, not the same as this one. As you can see, that's the XR1000. That's actually different. That's got red on it. I don't know if it's the same kind of thing. It's got the same, all the same kind of, all the same connectors on it. Look, from the sides, the connectors there, and then on the back it's where it is on there. But this may be an older model possibly of that one. But yeah, it just clicked one day and that was it. It was like, nope, I'm not going to work anymore. So okay. And this was a I believe, is this the, no, this is not that one. I was thinking it was like a DSL and a router, but I think this is just a router. Yeah, it's just a router. Yeah, that one decided to break on me for no reason. So I don't know what happened to it, but there you go. But there is a couple out here that you can obviously choose from. You can view them on Amazon, and obviously check them out. And these are designed to be best routers for mitigating buffer bloat. So definitely have a look at any of them if you are looking in the market for trying one out. That one's probably the best one, but this one doesn't have Wi-Fi. You would have to have like it doesn't produce Wi-Fi, so you'd have to have like a one of these little dishes that you can plug into one of the ports, and that would give you Wi-Fi unless they've changed it. I don't think they've changed it. Give a look. There's only one left in stock here. IRDA says wireless communication standard. I don't know what that is. That's an American on there. I'd have to put it in English. Take this table off. I was looking at tables because obviously I sit up here on the sofa all the time. I was like, can I find one that would work? I could use as like a little table if I was going to play Valorant. So you got the Edge Router X5 here. That's the Edge Router for. So it's £190. And that one that I got told would be probably one of the best ones from the tech guy I used to follow. His name still hasn't come back to me. I don't know why. Someone will mention it in comments anyway. But there we go. So yeah, if you want to come and do the test, run the test, find out how your connection's doing, and then just go through different QoSs. Like I said, I've got multiple different QoSs from traditional to adaptive to bandwidth limiter. Bandwidth limiter seems to have the best sort of result for my upload speed, but then it has a bad effect on downloads. Unless I have my download to about 25, then my buy and download buffer bloat's not too bad. Generally can go up to about 15, 20 odd sometimes when when I've got full download speed. But if I limit, obviously that seems to be better. And then obviously traditional, I've tried that a little bit. I've not really tried too much of that. The only two I've tried is adaptive and the bandwidth limiter, which this is adaptive that we're currently on at the moment. and then adaptive seems to have a worse effect on upload, and then bandwidth limiter seems to be like 1 or 2 for upload, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, if you want to come and check and sort of try out your own QOS and see how it's performing, if it's performing well enough, and then find out what your connection is actually capable for, you can come and run this test as well. There we go. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, maybe even consider joining. It's just $1.99, gives you access to emails, badges, giveaways, and charity work in the future. We'll also make you an elite convict or elite convicate if you want to join, and it's just $1.99. Please like this video. That's the main thing I always ask for on the channel. It's just to drop a quick like, and that helps to get us through the algorithm for more people to see and check it out and see what we can do. I'll put in the description again in down in the description below, so you can check it out and just copy paste. But if you do go to waveform.com, then all you need to do is, like I said, basically go to waveform.com, go to guides, tools, bufferbloat, and there you go, and then just run the test, and that's all you need to do. Anyway, hopefully enjoyed. Salute to you, my convicts, convicats. Thank you very much for subscribing and liking, and salute to you, my elites. Keep staying elite. Thank you to all those that are currently paying $1.99 to help support the channel, to do what we do, and obviously help with all this stuff in the background, and being absolutely amazing and elite. Salute to you as well. Thank you very much. And yeah, bye for now.